This is a Oney original podcast.
Do she have the booty?
Do she have the booty? She do. 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 As in money.
Welcome to She Do, another episode. I'm Bria Renee.
And I'm Natalie Berger, and I apologize for my very raspy voice today. It's a look. It's happening.
This podcast is by women, about women, and for women. And today we have Sari Rudin from Sari Tales. Thank you for coming.
Thank you for having me.
So tell us what Sari Tales is.
Well, Sari Tales is a project that I started a little over 2 years ago, where I take the online dating app messages I've received from apps such as Plenty of Fish, Match, Tinder, OkCupid, and I turn those messages into works of art. And they're usually not the nice messages. They're the creepy, cruel, misogynistic ones that then I transform into something beautiful and often thought-provoking and funny.
So how did that come about with you taking these, usually with dating apps? I just wrote a article about using dating apps and I didn't like it. So to take those messages, especially the ones that are kind of gross and not so cute. So how did that come about from you taking those to turning it into something beautiful?
Well, I had been online dating for many years, and like most women, like you've just said, I've received my share of awful messages, and I just always took screenshots and saved them, would show them to family and friends, and most of the time they didn't believe me, or they'd be like, what did you do to provoke this, or what? And no, there was nothing that I did, and this is an epidemic. And I remember there was one specific message I got a couple years ago from a guy I'd been in one date with, and he basically insinuated he didn't want to go out to dinner, he just wanted to come over on our second date to hook up. And I said, I think we're in different places, let me know when you have your shit together.
Right.
And he literally, the next message said, you're a drunk, angry, single, mean loser who will never have children, never contact me again, whore. And I remember, it's in my head, and I was just blown away. It was almost poetic, though. Like, the way he wrote it, it was so cruel, but also so beautifully tragic, and it clicked, and I'm like, I'm going to turn that into a design. I'm a graphic designer for my normal day job, so I just started taking those words. That was the first one that inspired this, and then I had a collection already of messages I've been saving, and I just started turning them into typographic treatments and different renderings and artwork.
That's
That's
beautiful.
so cool.
It's crazy because it's just he must not have had any ass in a long time. It's why are you so upset?
He was very angry. He had just moved home from LA. He was 40, living at home. I think he had some other issues.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
But
So he was the angry one, not you.
Yeah, it sounds
absolutely.
like
I established my boundaries, and he was threatened by that and retaliated. And that's kind of what's evolved from this. At first, it was just me saying, look at the mean things guys say to me, but it's really evolved into a platform where women can share these experiences, and we're exploring toxic masculinity, blame shifting, gaslighting, all these bigger themes that are actually apparent in politics, in our industry, in the Me Too movement. It's really paralleling a lot of other trends that are going on right now.
So do you use other women's messages as well in combination with yours?
Yeah. Most of them are mine, but I 100% take submissions, and a handful of them are. It just depends if something speaks to me. What speaks to somebody else, it has to inspire something in me. I'm not just going to take one that says, I want to fuck you, or it has to be it has to be something
so strange and obscene and just
Wild.
yeah. Or if I'm doing series, right now I do a lot of things in groupings, maybe it is about more of a sexual nature, maybe it is more about toxic masculinity or about gender harassment. Depending on the theme I'm working on, I may go back through my archives and look for certain things that kind of work with the theme that I'm doing.
Okay. That's cool. So how long have you been doing this?
I started in September of 2016, so a little over 2 years.
Okay.
So little Sari Tales is in her terrible twos.
Okay.
She's a monster.
Aww.
Oh, yes. Oh, I love it. So what is your process of this? So do you do is the typography your own designs as well?
The fonts are generally fonts that I purchase or like normal fonts, but I'll always manipulate them. But recently I've been kind of moving away from the more, in the beginning it was more typographic treatments and straight graphic design, and now I'm moving to more conceptual art and photography, and it is all my own art. I've converted my basement to a studio, and it's more about using real assets. Like I'm using clay and acrylic paint and balloons and other props as my medium, and then photographing that.
I love the balloon ones. I was just looking at your Instagram just a minute ago.
Thank you. They were so fun.
By the way, anyone who's looking to follow Sari on Instagram, it's at Sareytales, SAREYTALES. Go follow. It is a dream. It's so, it's also kind of scary to follow it too, because I'm like, oh man, this stuff is all making me bummed out, but I'm like, it makes me feel
it's both of those. It's empowerment and also like tragic. It's that conflict, I think, that is what draws people in.
It fills me with so much like angry feminist rage, and I love it.
Like the last one's angry feminist B.
Yes.
And
You can curse.
You can
on
curse.
our show.
okay, I wasn't sure what
Yo,
the
yeah,
protocol was.
I'm looking at one right now that looks like, like two from the top right now, and it just says angry feminist bitch in balloons, and it looks like some and then it looks like, so she posts the artwork, and then in the little like same little carousel is like some of the messages. So this one says, "Oh, Michigan stud 586."
Cornball.
Oh no. Well, his byline is "Rocky like a hurricane" too. So
there's a lot going on there.
there's a lot. And the message that he sent says, "The angry feminist spelled wrong.
Yeah.
Bitch," with like 4 exclamation points. "How about Trump and I give you the best threesome," with the number 3, like threesome you've ever had, banging your tight shaved pussy while you suck on a big meat stick. Oh my gosh.
What?
So there's a lot going on there. And just to give a little context, that was the first message he sent me, but in my profile, I believe I probably said, if you're a Trump supporter, please don't message me.
Okay.
Which I always put as a disclaimer, and I think it literally drives men crazy. I have a whole section on politics, and
What?
it's insanity. Like, if you come across someone's profile and you don't agree with them, then you keep
it
moving.
moving,
Like, there's
right.
really no...
Yeah.
So I will always show the conversation because context is really key. And if you're looking at the one I just posted yesterday, it's a Throwback Thursday, but the interesting thing is, this is, if you want to read it, it's the first one. It's "Tear That Butt Up."
Oh yes, I looked at that one yesterday. So this one says, "I'd tear that butt up," and it's this lovely, like kind of like groovy, like 70s font, like disco font on a very big booty. I like a little butthole.
Isn't that cute?
I like
I sometimes bedazzle it in the prints.
I love it. Cute. So the message here is from, what is it? DET. Detroit, Michigan Lions. Oh, I see. Detroit, Mich Lions 8400. Ooh, he looking creepy. And it just says, "I'd tear that butt up." And then,
Good scroll.
and then it says, "I'd tear them buns up." With a little
So a
smiley
year
face.
later, he sent, or 6 months later, he sent nearly identical message, and you can. This actually is a really great case study in blame shifting, and if you don't mind,
It is, yes, absolutely. I looked at this morning and I was like, wow, that's really crazy. And then you said, "Hey, you said this to me last year. I'd tear that butt up, remember? Well, I used it to create artwork. Check out the frames."
I couldn't resist.
I love it. And then he says, "I think you might be mistaken. I've never seen you or said that to you. I feel hurt by these accusations. I think you honestly are thinking of the wrong guy, and you're welcome." And then he says, "That's a beautiful art picture, though."
All right, it goes on.
And then you say, "I have a screenshot to prove it. It was you." And then he says, "Okay, bring on the screenshot, Miss Archive Saver." And then you say, "It's up now. Check out my pics." And then he says, "Hey, that doesn't count. I didn't give you permission to do that. I was hacked during that time. I have no knowledge of that incident, ever taking blame. Therefore, I cannot be blamed. I feel used."
So there's so much. There's like, it's hard to keep track of all the tactics he's using here to not take accountability for.
Oh
it.
my goodness.
I don't understand what the issue is. Like, if you sent it and you got rejected, just say okay. Like, why are you putting on this court voice? I will not be held accountable by these accusations. Like,
Oh my
it's
gosh.
not that deep.
And then saying that Right. It wasn't him. He was hacked. And then I didn't
Hacked.
show the rest of it, but at the very end, he goes, well, if you're making money off this picture, I want royalties. And I'm like, I thought you didn't
I
say
thought
it.
it wasn't you.
But
Right.
that wasn't you then.
Right. I mean,
I like how he ends with, "What's your birthday? I'm a Scorpio too."
that was the best part. I was like, wait, what? What is going on?
You use me and abuse me. Are you a Scorpio too?
Oh my gosh, he's insane.
So it's nice though, again, people I think enjoy seeing the story. Because there are a ton of accounts that, like dating app accounts that show the messages, and I'm definitely in that genre, and I work with a lot of these accounts to kind of harvest content from them because there's only so much that I have. Like
Right.
I've been banned from a couple dating apps, so it's which is insane if you think about it. I don't know why, I can only imagine because somebody's reporting me, but I'm being banned for showing what the men say, but they can say it. I've received death threats on these apps, and I blocked them or reported them, and nothing happens. But all I do is say that they've done these things, and I get banned. So it's really an interesting situation. So I'm Plenty of Fish, I can sign on, and within 24 hours I get booted. Match,
wow.
I've been banned for life. And I don't know, I've never said anything hurtful. Like,
Match,
obviously,
really?
What?
Wow.
yeah, like a legit, like I had paid for my membership, and they just booted me. And said
Did they
I
give
vi-
you your money back?
No. Because you violate their terms, whatever their terms are.
Yeah.
It's their world.
I'm so surprised. I was wondering this too. We were talking about this the other day, kind of like what apps are out there and like kind of the different environments on those apps. I would think that Match, people would take it more seriously if they're paying for it.
And they do, but the issue that I think is that Match is so huge, so it's a numbers thing. There are so many people, so there's still going to be the creepy people. There are a ton of people that take it seriously, but it's before Plenty of Fish started, I was on Match, and that's where a ton of my messages came from. Also, J-Date, which is Jewish Date, like that, which you would also think maybe it's a smaller community. You probably know a lot of the same people. I've gotten so much hate from the men on those apps.
Oh no!
Wow.
So it's just, it doesn't matter, I guess, is the point. Like, some are
They're
worse
all-
than others.
they're
but
all shitty.
bad. They're
Yeah.
all shitty.
Oh man!
So with like dating apps, like, are you solely using that just to create content, or are you also like dating as well?
No, I'm totally dating, and that's, everyone always asks that, and that's fair. 100% dating. My profile description hasn't changed since before I started doing Serial, so I update it as a normal person, but I don't put anything in there to antagonize or instigate.
Yeah, you're not fishing for content.
No, and I've never
Yeah.
initiated contact with any of these guys. It's always them messaging me first.
Okay.
Oh wow.
And I'll either not reply, which is fine, like, or if I'm not interested, sometimes I will say, sorry, I'm not interested, and then some guys will say, okay, thank you for letting me know, but a majority of them will say, why? Or, who do you think you are, you dumb bitch? Or,
Oh, wow.
another guy said, you're almost 40, you're about to expire soon. This is when I didn't
What?
answer.
Oh no!
This is my next piece I'm going to create a series around, but he literally said something like, hi, princess, how are you? 10 minutes later, I didn't reply, which I'm at work, I'm, you
Yeah.
know, whatever. Went into a tirade of, who do I think I am?
my
You're about to
goodness.
expire. Which
What?
What?
so crazy.
Oh, my
So
goodness.
I'm single. I'm looking. I was dating somebody 2 years ago when I started this, and to be honest, it made me feel inauthentic in a sense because I am doing this for real. Like, kind of, that's part of the project. Like, I truly I'm not on there looking for content. I'm on there looking to meet somebody, and this kind of just fell into my lap. And certain apps I know are more likely to give me the content that I might use. Like, Plenty of Fish is by far.
You think so?
Oh my god. It's like I am only on there for a few hours before I get booted, but it's like a bank heist. It's all, I'm in there. I put my profile up for a few hours, 20, 30 messages. Almost all of them are the worst things you've ever read, and then I get booted anyway.
Oh
but
my
that's all I can
goodness.
handle. Like, it's fine.
Yeah.
But then, like, okay, Cupid, I've been talking to people. Definitely Bumble and Tinder I use more for dating, I think, because it's more of a matching thing. It's not like guys can just message you without a match.
Right.
So there's a little bit more
so
of a
I have never
consent.
been on Plenty of Fish before. Is that how it works? Anyone can message you and you just...
It's
Ooh.
a nightmare. I'm sure there's, I don't know, there's settings. I mean, there's only, I don't know what, like, the intricacies of it, but basically it is more of like an OkCupid or a Match, or anyone can message you. It's not a matching, swiping thing.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
It's not good.
I guess that'll leave a lot of room for that kind of stuff. Yeah, because that was gonna be my next question. Was like, are you kind of swiping on people that are your type normally, or kind of Because I feel like every time I get a message that's like a shitty message that's like full of like, whoa, what is that? Like, it's usually like the same kind of guy for the most part. They're all like, ooh, you look a little bit greasy, buddy. And like,
There's definitely a look.
yeah.
No, I've never swiped on somebody that I wasn't interested in, like who I wouldn't potentially be interested in. I don't swipe on that many guys, to be honest. So I don't get that many like the messages I get like on Tinder and Bumble. It's pretty fine. I've gotten submissions from people, actually a lot. A lot of people submit stuff from Tinder and Bumble, and I don't know, maybe they're just swiping on a lot of people too, but I'm pretty judicious in who I swipe. But it's on the normal apps where it's just like out of control.
Right. Oh,
See,
wow. Crazy.
Like I really, because I want to date, but like I said, I tried dating apps and I don't really like them. Like I just feel like it's so strange in a sense. Like
Unnatural.
yeah, no, I'm not gonna say it's unnatural because you talk to people through social media every day. Like even though it's not specifically for dating, but you know, countless times we've seen people. You know, it started from a DM, now we're married. Like, so I don't think that's what it is. I just feel like with dating apps, there's so many like different types of things like people want to do. So you got the people that want to hook up. Then you got the people that are like really looking for like someone to marry. And it's just like, it's just weird. And then like the whole swiping like continuously for so long, like
Yeah, it's called like swipe fatigue. It's an actual like,
yeah,
Really?
phenomena. Yeah. And there's totally different apps I think that cater to the different types of relationships people want. And even on Plenty of Fish, you can indicate what you're looking for. But I often think that doesn't mean it. Like that's just saying like putting your weight down. You're gonna put what you want to put. Like if you think women want a relationship, you might say I'm looking for a relationship.
Yeah.
So I really don't. I agree. I mean, I really think it's finding a like-minded person that you can connect with,
Right,
regardless of what you're
absolutely.
looking for, and that's where the disconnect is because you're maybe interacting with people that you have nothing in common with, which is fine. I think that's part of the beauty of online dating that you can meet somebody you wouldn't organically meet, but it also leads to a lot more disconnect between you know values and what you're searching.
Yeah, I think I agree with that. I think so because I'm trying to think about like out of everybody that I've ever gone out with on those apps before, I think I've had a couple of pretty good successes, I would say. At least people that were like, it was a nice date and everyone was like friendly and cordial and like, we had a good talk, even if it didn't like go anywhere after that. And then there's been like, I think I've had like 2 boyfriends from there that have been around for more than a month, I would say. And I'm trying to think, but I don't know, like, I guess even those guys too, like there's always some sort of disconnect, I guess.
Something.
Yeah.
Or it's also like the pretense of you're on a dating app looking for somebody, so maybe you want it to happen. Like if you met them in real life without the context of it being a dating
It wouldn't
app,
happen.
maybe you would not be romantic. Like because you met someone through a dating app, you go on a date and it's romantic.
right.
So and maybe that's a good thing. I don't, maybe sometimes we need that. But I've dated 3 people for a handful of months from different apps, and they were successful. One guy was from J-Swipe, and we dated for about 9 months, and that was a really serious, good relationship. And I have nothing but good things to say about him. He actually lives down the street. He's with somebody else now. I'm very happy for him. Another guy I dated from Match turned out to be a complete, like, utter disaster.
Oh, no.
So there are good things about online dating. It's just a lot of this garbage you have to sift through, and I don't mean garbage people, but the garbage that people are speaking and how they treat each other. And it's easy.
Yeah, I'm so it catches me off guard, like how forward people are as far as like instead of saying like, oh hey, how are you doing? Hey, wanna fuck? You're like, absolutely not.
Yeah.
That's not what I'm here for. I'm just here
I've always wondered. It's like how do they think that people are gonna like respond to that positively? Or?
I mean, but it may be some women or men who do. Like, I think that people wouldn't be so open to doing things like that if people didn't respond. So I think that somewhere in the in the dating app universe, there are people who would DM somebody or message somebody and say like, you know, hey, want to hook up? And they're like, shit, yeah, let's do it. Like I've been looking for this all week. Like, you know, so
No, and again, it goes to what you're looking for. So
right.
if you're looking for a relationship, but they're looking for a hookup, then you're not going to see eye to eye.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I've asked many times, like after like these guys send these messages to me, I try to reason with them. I'm like, listen, I'm doing research. I want to know, why did you start the conversation like this? Like, just be honest. He's like, well, I send out hi and no one replies. I send out something negative or something outrageous and you reply, which doesn't. And I'm like, but that doesn't. I don't want that. He's
Right.
like, and I think they're just looking for a connection in some cases. Maybe they're bored. Maybe they're lonely. They just want that interaction. And I think that's an interesting thing to think about in this dating app digital world. Like maybe it is a connection that people want, not necessarily positive or dating or relationship, but just to know that somebody hears you and to get that feedback, which is a really interesting, I think, evolution of what dating apps are. Like,
Yeah, that's so strange to me. Like
totally
it kind
strange.
of puts me in a mindset of like how on I guess like gossip blogs or something, like a celebrity will have like 1,000 people like, oh, I love you. And then it's like that one negative comment that will like send them off the edge. And it's just like strange because it's like you have so many options for positive reactions and, you know, interactions with people. But instead of doing that, you would much rather respond to negativity. Like that's so strange to me.
It is strange, but obviously there's a reaction to it, and people know like you'll get a reaction if you like on the playground, like when you're a kid, you push somebody, you get a reaction, and I think that's obviously wrong. Like, and I'm not saying maybe saying hi isn't in my profile. Say if you just say hi, I likely won't respond. Like you, I'm not saying write a novel and say, hey, I noticed you're kayaking in your picture. Where was that? It looks like fun.
Yeah.
Like
Right.
just something
Yeah.
a little, and nothing like. I also don't like when men say you're so gorgeous, baby. That is just so.
First of all, I'm not
it's
your baby.
frustrating, yeah.
It's very. It's just
Yeah.
very like stop.
Yeah.
I would say like to me, I think I read this on like OkCupid because the reason why I like OkCupid the best, I think out of all of the ones I've tried is A, because it's free, and B, like they have all the questions and stuff. But they also give you like cool like little tips
Tidbits, yeah.
on like how to message someone appropriately. Like it'll say like, hey, you want to start the conversation? Like it's like, you know, 50%.
Guiding you.
Yeah, it's like 50% of our users find like a second date happens or like someone's more likely to respond when you ask them about something in your profile. I'm like,
Right.
oh, that's really nice.
Well, it's using
Yeah.
research to kind of help guide the narrative of how people interact, and I think that's important. There's actually a new dating app that is launching in January
Ooh,
by
detail.
a woman named Jenna Birch, and I'm working with her to create some artwork for it.
Okay.
So it's in the beta testing phase right now, but it's launching it in January. It's called Plum Dating, PLUM, and the idea behind it is that it's anti-harassment. It basically rewards guys who are nice and start their conversations,
good.
and raises somehow in the algorithm it raises their popularity, or in the search they come up first if they have a good review by the women. And it's not just men and women. I think it depends on what you're searching for, but it's the nicer you are, the higher you get on like the search.
Oh, that's
I
nice.
like
So
that.
yeah, so she's really a brilliant woman. She's actually in Ann Arbor, and I don't know many other details. We just connected recently, but I think it's a cool concept.
Oh, that's so cool.
I like
So
that.
keep your eye out for that.
I like that because it's like I think that right now harassment is like
Trigger
well, it's
word.
always
It's-
been serious, but right now it's just like kind of at the forefront because it's a lot going on with that and like toxic masculinity. So I think that's like amazing for people to get rewarded on being
Positive
decent
reinforcement.
people.
Right.
Like, yeah.
Which is insane, but in the view of online dating, I think it is really
It's definitely positive. I mean, I think there's got to be. I mean, to me, if anyone ever says that like rude, I always think it has to be something like, you know, you're just trolling or what, or you.
and
I
it's
don't know.
fake.
It's so hard
Well,
to know. Like,
and the thing is though, like we're strong women. Like there's gonna be, for everybody that's like us, there's gonna be a woman out there that will take it seriously and get hurt, or who knows, give in. And that's what scares me. And also, if these are these are, not real life in the far as their digital interactions, but they are real life.
Yeah.
If someone's thinking this or acting like this to a stranger, what happens in real life? What happens if they're on a date and the woman says no? What happens if they're in a situation in real life and it's a safety issue? And as far as other things I've received, forget sexual, like there's been anti-Semitic remarks, like by men who are managers at manager level positions in local industries, and like that's frightening to me.
Oh wow.
That like I had received a message last year and a guy said, "Oh, you're Jewish, that explains everything. It must suck every morning to wake up as a Jew.
What?
Would you
Oh
name your
my
first child Hitler?" Which it doesn't even make sense, but it was
wow.
and this is a 40-something-year-old man who is a regional sales director at a local supply chain. That's just what his profile said.
Oh wow.
So again, that's where it goes from like fun, lighthearted internet dating to like, wow, there's some really big issues here. And these are real people. These
Right.
are, they might say, oh, this is not the real me. And I've had other guys say this is just me on the internet, but that is real.
That's you.
That's a
That's
part of
still
you
you.
in some type of way. Like,
Yep. It's an extension of what you believe,
Right.
and that's how you present yourself,
Yeah.
and that's you.
see, it's crazy, like, because with messages like that, whether it's on a dating app, social media, wherever, I always think that like stuff like that is fake. Like that, it couldn't possibly be real, because it's like, why are you so passionate and so hateful towards someone you've never seen? You probably never had a conversation
Right.
with, and it's weird. Like it's so strange
Because
to me.
if you don't think that way, then it does seem out. Like, I agree. Like, I'm like, how it's you can't reason and you can't relate to somebody that feels that way because you're not like that. Like,
Right.
my brothers, and they are dating, they're single, and they're like, say, I've never in a billion years would never say I'd tear that butt up, or
Yeah.
he's to the extent where they're like, I almost don't believe it happens. I'm like, it does, and just you don't get it because you wouldn't do it. So it's two different people.
Yeah.
So there are people that
I want to get like someone like that on a show. Like,
like
I
one of
wanted, like one of the people that like responded
That's
to
really
you.
interesting. I'm always afraid that, not afraid and curious if one of them will show up at one of the art shows I do and just say, like, hey, that's me. Because I put their screen name handle and, like,
Yeah.
sometimes I'll put their picture. Like, I don't want to get into legal issues. Like, I usually blur out their picture if they're just, like, saying something dumb. But if it is something anti-Semitic or racist, whatever, I'll show their picture.
Oh, good.
If you are okay saying that, then you should be okay with your face being shown.
hell
Yes. Yeah.
So I am not scared, but like it would be a weird like meeting of worlds if one of them showed up.
I
And that
mean,
hasn't
like,
happened yet?
good.
Oh.
I mean, but it's wild. Like you said, if you have the balls to say stuff like that, like you couldn't, like, even if someone was to confront you about like a post, a message that they sent you, it's like, well, you sent it. So
Right. I'm
I
not
don't.
making this up. Just like this
Yeah.
guy that I just posted. You literally said this. I have the proof. Like, just say, you know what?
Yet
that
it's
was me.
still not me. Yeah. What?
Right.
Yeah, and my thing is like, even if like he didn't even have to respond back, like he could have just been like, okay, damn, like, okay, let me
Right.
just leave her alone,
Right.
Yeah.
not dig myself
Move
into
on.
a deeper hole or anything else. But I don't know. So what do you prefer? Do you prefer online dating, or I mean dating apps, or do you prefer like natural interactions with people?
I guess in a perfect world, it's somewhere in between. Like,
Okay.
lots of times on these dating apps, I'll see someone who's a friend of a friend, or like I kind of know them, or we have something in common as far as where we live, or where we went to school, or what we do. So it's kind of like the opposite. I don't want to just. It's difficult, I think, to meet someone that you've zero in common with and that you don't know.
Right.
But then also, I think real life dating is hard, especially I'm 38. It's a small community. I've probably dated most guys that are single in this area. So it's waiting for people to get divorced, or
Yeah.
being set up is great, but it's a small pool, so it's not really realistic.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like for me, I really like meeting people in person, or like through social media, like and not like an initial, like as soon as I get on, we're just like, oh hey, I like you, here's my number,
Right, like an organic
yeah, like
growth.
yeah, it's like, I'll crack a joke, post an article, and somebody provides like a commentary on it, or like we have a discussion about it over time, and then like eventually it's like, oh, can I have your number? Sure. Or we'll like have a conversation through social media, and then like see each other in person. It's like, oh, okay, cool. And then I just like that feeling of like getting to
Well,
like
it's
feel
your
someone's
space.
vibe. Yeah,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
just feel someone's vibe and act like have that like natural conversation and pay attention to like their body language and like things
So
like that.
important.
Yeah, because like some
you don't
people
get that on dating apps.
no,
obviously.
like in person, some people like online people could be like cool, and then once you meet them, you're like,
That's usually what it is.
you give me a creepy vibe, and I don't like you.
Absolutely.
I haven't been like I feel like I've maybe just like I just like have lucked out so many times with dating apps. I think I've never gone out with anybody who turned out to be supremely creepy. I
Maybe
don't
you
think
just have a good instinct as well. Like, and that's something
I don't
that
know.
people who have bad experiences have bad instincts, but I just think sometimes I feel like I give people the benefit of the doubt if I think they said something interesting, or I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, you know, I really don't like this about them, but I want to give them a chance.
Yeah.
And I mean, I hate to be cynical, but giving people a chance usually doesn't.
work.
Yes.
Yeah,
Especially-
it really doesn't.
yeah.
Honestly, it's like I feel the same way. It's like just don't give everybody a chance.
Because
It's
they're
just
not
like,
going to give you a chance. Like, you just have to look
Yeah.
out for you and do what feels
Yeah.
safe.
Especially when your intuition is just like,
Abort.
I don't know. Like, yeah, because I feel like when it comes to like, you know, creating relationships with people, especially like with dating, you're like, okay, you kind of have this idea like, okay, I know no one's is going to be perfect or 100% what I'm looking for. So let me give them the benefit of the doubt. But like your intuition would be screaming at you like, not him. No, run.
Yeah.
Run away. So,
All the time.
yeah, but like I think that's important to like really like listen to that and take heed of it. But I think a lot of women think that it's like paranoia, especially like when you're single, because you're like,
You're too picky.
Yeah, like,
give them a
yeah.
chance.
You're
No,
yeah.
it doesn't matter how old you are or how long you've been single. You never ever need to give anybody a chance if you feel like it's not safe.
Exactly.
Or if your gut is saying there's something off.
right.
Every time I felt that way, I've never been wrong.
Oh yeah, same.
Like, be it drug use, alcohol use, or just weirdness. I went on 3 dates with a guy this summer, and something felt weird. Like, he canceled a bunch. He lived in Toledo, but I'm like, you know, everyone has work. You're busy. I get it. He only would text me basically like on Monday, like a few days a week. I was like, something seems off. After our third date, I get a text message from his phone saying, this is so-and-so's girlfriend. I've been with him for 4 years. Have you been dating my boyfriend? And she sent a picture of
Oh no.
them together in bed. He was asleep. And I was like, it all made sense. So I'm like, of course he's a girlfriend. But why would you be in a dating app? But that's because I'm not a creep. Like, he was on a dating app because he's a loser
Oh,
and has
boo.
a girlfriend. And so there's, again, just trust your instincts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're there for a reason. Yeah, it was
Wild.
horrible.
That's just weird. I always thought that was weird when like women text like other women about their boyfriends. Like, why
But
are
talk
you?
to him.
Yeah, like
Like,
don't talk to
don't
me.
get
Leave
me
me
involved.
alone. We are
Actually,
not friends.
Honestly, like sometimes I'm a little glad that happens. Like if that happens, not in like a inflammatory like you slept with my boyfriend, you dumb hoe. Like
Yeah.
it's not her fault. Probably not her fault. I
Right.
mean, you don't know those
I don't know
things.
what's going on in their life, but she was a little rough around the edges. She goes,
Oh,
both
poor
our
baby.
pussies are too good for this line shit. I was like, whoa.
Whoa. Okay.
All right.
And then I texted him the next day and said, listen, I talked to your girlfriend, what I'm done, you know,
Yeah.
and he
Oh.
goes, she's crazy, which again is another tactic.
Oh.
She's not crazy. Even if, he goes, we were on a break. I don't care what the nuances of your relationship are. You have somebody that thinks they're your girlfriend in your bed with you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's not anything that I want to be a part of.
That recently happened to me. Like, yeah. And it's just like, it's so crazy because, like, with phone calls and like text messages like that, like, I don't care. Like, I don't care to clarify, justify, explain, or anything like that. But it's just like, we are not friends. Like, we have nothing to discuss. What do you want to talk about? Talk to him. Well, I just
what
want to know
happened?
well, to make a long story short, I had a boyfriend. We broke up. And, you know, we were speaking, you know, to each other every day. And randomly, I got a phone call. Someone called my phone private. And she was like, are you talking to my boyfriend? So I just, like, the type of person I am, I just bust out laughing. And was like, girl, quit playing on my damn phone. Like, and just hung up on her. So I told one of my friends what happened because I was on my way to her house. And I was like, well, you know, I think somebody is playing on my phone. Like, I didn't think it was like, you know, someone real. So she called back and she explained the guy. She was like, does he look like this? Does he drive this? Does he do this? And I was just like, oh my gosh. And the only thing I could say is like, why are you calling me? What do you want to talk about? What do you have to say?
So how long were you with him when you were dating?
We were together. We weren't together for long, but like the conversation, because the type of person I am, I don't like drama. Like that's not my type of, I don't do that. But my friend, she was just like, be honest with it. Like, tell her the truth. You guys have been dating for a while. And she was just like, we've been together for 8 years. And I'm just
8
like,
years, what?
yeah. And it was just so crazy
So it's
because,
kind of the same situation as
yeah.
said, because I feel like maybe they're not maybe living together or in that, but they're together.
Togetherness, or she thinks
Yeah.
they're together,
Right,
or
which is still messed up.
yeah, he's
Yeah.
doing something to make her think that they're together. So
Yes,
it's just like
exactly.
it's strange. Like it's so weird to me because it's just like that's the person. I'm pretty sure if you've been together for 8 years, you guys sleep together. Like, so that's the person that you're sleeping with. That's the person that you have a relationship, and hopefully in that relationship you should be able to trust that person to tell you the truth, especially when you have a feeling. Do not call a stranger
That's exactly right.
and look for the truth. Because if I was crazy, luckily I'm not. But if I was crazy, I could just tell you anything because I know it will fuck with you. Like, but luckily I'm not that type of person. So I just kept hanging up on her.
No, that
like,
you did the right thing in that
Yeah.
age because she's looking for answers outside of herself, right?
yeah.
And that's,
And I literally told her, like, I don't have shit for you.
Yeah.
Like,
To
nothing.
me, like, I don't know if I would go. I mean, I guess I could call someone and say, just so you know, so you don't get hurt, girl. Like, I respect you as a woman, like, woman to woman. I know that he is fucking around on you, or you know, if he's fucking around with me with you, and I don't want that to get back to you and hurt you in a bad way.
Yeah.
Like, that's the kind of person, or like, I'd hope to be if it ever happened to me. Like,
I just feel like with me, I get a feeling like with stuff like that. And like that relationship really taught me, like, if you have a feeling like that, you don't have to wait to catch someone. You don't have to wait to see
you don't need to
something.
be justified. To
Yeah,
do-
you
do
don't
what
need to justify anything. It's just like, okay, like I see this, I notice this, and then for me it's very important to ask, like, okay, look, I seen this, I noticed this, are you doing this? And if it's no and you feel like it's a lie, just
Get out.
keep it moving. Yeah. A lot of stuff isn't worth it. Like, I feel like being in a relationship with someone, I understand it has like its trials and stuff like that, but it shouldn't hurt. Like, so yeah.
I always look for patterns. Like, that's what it's. Are they texting at certain times? I mean, I understand people work schedules, but when that pattern changes,
Yeah.
that's to me what that indicates something else is going on. Even if it's a good relationship and you're dating, and then all of a sudden the texts get get less frequent, or
Yeah.
they're like it's always a pattern, and that's how I always kind of judge things. It's your gut and patterns.
Yeah.
yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah. I think, I don't know, I've always had such a weird, like, thing, because you asked earlier about, what's better, like, online dating or in-person dating. And I don't know, like, I've had, like, successes and, like, troubles with both. Because, like, the last person I ever called my boyfriend, I met at a party when I was, like, 21, I think I was 21, maybe 20. And it was, like, a great, we hit it off great, and it was fabulous. We were together for, like, 7 months, maybe, I think. But, like, that entire time still, like, I think he's still a great person. He's a very nice person. But I think that the vibe was just, like, it was not there. Like, we were totally different people. I would, like, wanted totally different stuff. But it's so hard to, like, walk away from something. I don't know. That's the hardest thing for me. It's just learning. There's, like, oh, they're a good person. They're not bad to me.
Right, but that doesn't mean they're right.
But it doesn't mean they're right. So I'm like, oh, well, they're good because, like,
Yeah.
I'm too picky. And like,
Right.
that was my big thing, is everyone saying I'm picky.
No.
And then, but then I've also been, on dates where, like, my last person that I met, I'm so sad that I moved, because I used to live in Pittsburgh, and I'm so sad that I moved because he was, like, such a cool guy, and I was like, dreamboat, and I would totally have kept him. And I think that one of the things that really helped was kind of all the questions on OkCupid, and, like, it gets so, like, nitty-gritty on there too, like, the really, like, fundamental stuff, like, politics, and, like,
Right.
like, what kinds of things do you like in bed, and, like social things, religious things, like, everything is in there. Like, if you found, like, $100 on the ground, what would you do with it, kind of questions too. And I thought that, like, really helped, because we were, like, like a 99% match or something like that, and I was like, wow, that's pretty good.
It's the worst when you're a 99% match with someone who's a disaster.
Oh yeah, no, that's true.
All
You're
the
like-
matches, I'm like, ooh.
You're
I
like,
too am
what
a
does that say
disaster.
about me?
No, I'm not going to reassess some things in my life. It's not good.
I guess I'm a disaster too. It's fine.
That's what I liked. I did like that about OkCupid, like with the questions. Like even though the matches or the people that I would meet were just like absolutely not, but I really enjoyed like the questions that they asked. Like I'm just like, oh, I would never think to ask someone
and
that. Like
I like the political ones, like they lean right or they lean left, and not that I would or wouldn't talk to somebody, but it's nice to just know
yeah,
where someone's head is. But then again, it's also how they chose to answer the questions. And I mean, I would like to think most people are answering honestly, but who knows? I mean, it's not,
yeah.
totally honest. I feel like it's up to the person who's answering it. So,
That's true.
but it is better than nothing.
Yeah.
I agree.
That is true.
Yeah, I think the other thing that always gets me too, like especially online, it's like it's so easy that someone's stomach is growling.
Not me.
Thought it was mine for a second.
Was
I'm
that
like, oh.
Jen's all the way
No,
over
it
there?
was mine.
Oh, it was yours.
I had a hard-boiled egg for breakfast. It wasn't enough.
Oh no, I know. I'm in the same boat. I need to go eat some breakfast after this.
Yeah,
I
I
feel
need
like.
to eat something
Ooh.
too. I'm starving.
So loud.
But so like one of the things that's so funny is that it's too easy to get someone, I think, and I think not that it should be hard to like, and not should it be like you playing and like playing games and making yourself hard to get or whatever. It's not fun, but like it's so easy. Like I think one time I was out with my friend and we were like trying to get people to come hang out with us at the bar and like who wants to come hang out with us, we'll just do like a group date thing.
Yeah.
I don't know. And I texted this or I matched with this guy on Tinder, like the only person I matched with that entire night, I think. I said, hey, we're all at the bar right now, come on out and have a drink with us. He was like in Ferndale. He was like, I'd set it to like the lowest radius possible, so that's why I wasn't matching with that many people. So everyone that I was matching with was within a less than 1 mile radius of me. And he was in Ferndale. He lived like 4 blocks away, I think. So I was like, okay, you should just like come hang out with us or something. Message him. He's like, oh man, I'm in bed already. He's like, I want you to come hang out with me. And like,
You wanted you to go there.
yeah, he's like, come to my house. Like, I'm already in bed, just come hang out. And I'm like, boy, ain't no damn pizza coming at you. And he's just like, oh, Winky. He just kept saying like, he was just like dodging that whole thing, going, LOL, but you want to come over? And
They
I'm
want
like,
to put the
no.
lowest effort out and get the highest reward. Which
Really?
is what they're looking for.
And I
It's
don't
value.
get
I
it.
hate that Netflix and chill is a thing. Like it is the most lazy, annoying, like childish, uncreative, uninspired. Look, see, I have a whole
You have a
list
whole-
for it. Like,
I think that's what you do after you're together. Or
Yeah.
you've had a handful of dates. You don't
Yeah.
do that before you know somebody. I wouldn't be comfortable doing that.
Oh, yeah.
I think it's just best, like, if people were forward to just be like, do you want to hook up? Like, and give people that option of being like yes or no. But
Netflix and chill is like a shield.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't know really what you want.
yeah, and I feel like it shouldn't have to be like, okay, well, even if you did want to watch a movie with somebody, like, okay, I want to go over there. And then it's like this weird air. You're like, okay, are you, what's
Well,
going on here?
I think it's a way also for them to avoid rejection. Like they can not actually get a no because they didn't ask you anything really, and they can also do what they want to do and see how far they can get away with it.
Right.
I mean, maybe that's a little sinister, but I think that most men will want to put forth the least amount of effort to get the highest amount back.
I wonder if it's because they meet women that are like that, or if they are just like trying to push their luck.
I'm sure it's a combination of both, but I really do think that it's a lot of guys just push boundaries. That's what dating seems to be a lot. It's what I can get away with.
Right. Where does that come from? I want to know where all that comes from. Like, what is the root of all this?
I'm sure it's definitely in our DNA. It's from evolution.
That's crazy. Weird stuff. So, Sarah, we were talking earlier about the Dirty Show. It's in February, and unfortunately, I think that this episode pops out after it's over.
Right.
But the idea of the Dirty Show is just so crazy. Like, can you tell me a little bit more about that,
Yeah,
maybe?
for sure. So it's an annual erotic art exhibit. It's the largest one in the world, and it's held in Detroit every year at the Russell Industrial Center. Okay. And this is its 20th anniversary show. So tonight we're recording this right now in late December, and they send out the emails if you've been accepted or not. So fingers crossed, I get a couple pieces in there. I've been in it the past 2 years. Thank you. So really excited. I submitted a installation concept for an unsolicited dick pic project, which is something I've been working on for a while. So that's one of my submissions, plus 2 other pieces. So that's always really a really exciting, cool event. So I'm super excited
Oh, that's gonna
to
be
even
so
show up
cool.
regardless, but hopefully have
Yeah.
some work in there.
I
That
definitely
sounds
have to go
cool.
to that this year. That sounds
You
like
guys should go. It's like it's
super
a week
cool.
long event. I think it's like 2 weekends.
Okay.
It's a really cool event.
I love dirty artwork.
And there's performances. It's not just visual art. There's
yeah.
dancers. There's go-go dancers. There's burlesque. It's a really cool
Oh,
thing.
I've never been to a burlesque show.
It's
I want to
wild.
go.
People in
it's gonna be
cages.
so much fun.
I gotta go. It sounds fun.
It's really fun.
Yes, Sari has so many awesome shows coming up. She's got, we're gonna see her at, she has an installation in March in San Francisco. She's got Norwest Gallery in July. There's an art show in June. You can see Sari all over the place. So where else can we find you? Can we buy your artwork anywhere right
Yes,
now?
I sell artwork in addition to all the art shows that I have work in. I have an Etsy shop, which is where all of my prints are available. I have prints, greeting cards, gift wrap, stickers. Basically, they're really fun gifts just to give to girlfriends or to ex-boyfriends. If you go to etsy.com/shop/SariTales, or if you just search SariTales in Etsy, you'll get to my shop,
Okay.
and everything's available there.
So cool. I definitely need to send one of those like little butthole pictures to somebody. I don't know who, but someone's gonna get a butthole
Well, I
picture
brought
from
you
me.
guys some goodies, so maybe there'll be some in there that
Aw,
you
Sari,
can
you're a
give to
dream.
some Christmas gifts or something.
What a treat to the universe you are, Sari. We need more people like you in the world, calling out, being the Avengers of weird dating.
Of toxic
I love
masculinity.
it.
Yes.
I love it. I'm
Well, it's
obsessed.
so nice talking with you guys. I love this show. I love the concept. I think it's really important to highlight women doing good things and strong things and empowering things. So you guys are helping that happen.
Shucks.
Thank you.
Oh, you're too sweet.
Don't make me blush.
Oh, you're a dream. All right, everyone. Thank you for joining us for another episode of She Do. Once again, I am Natalie, the raspy burger.
I love it. And I am Bria Renee.
And have a marvelous rest of your day/week, and keep on binge listening to those episodes if this is the first time you're listening in the future. All right. Toodaloo.
Bye-bye. That was a Oney original podcast.